Hello, I'm Kate Bogg from One of Many Lanterns. I was going to make a video detailing the history and lore and associations of the goddess Brigid, a goddess of healing and poetry and smithcraft. But then I realized that as a goddess of poetry, of bards, of stories, it kind of makes more sense to just teach you about her via stories. In the Cath Moitura, no, is it the Cath Moitura? In the Second Battle of Moitura, when the Tuatha De Danann, the gods of Ireland that we think of, are being oppressed and revolting against the Fomorians, Brigid was married to Bress, the half Fomorian, half Tuatha king of the Fomorians. Her son goes to do battle and dies in battle. And Brigid, ever the mother, ever the poet, ever the songstress, stands by the river and weeps. And her weeping becomes singing, and that singing becomes keening, which is an Irish form of mourning where basically you sing the concept of this person I love is dead and they will be missed by me. They will be missed by their mother. They will be missed by their father. They will be missed by their brothers and sisters. It's absolutely gorgeous. I will try to link a video of keening, but that really says so much to me that Brigid invented a type of crying, a type of mourning, a type of singing because she was so overcome by the loss of her son. In Scotland, we have a story of Brigid and the Cailleach, the old woman of winter. In some stories, the Cailleach kidnaps Brigid and locks her up in a tower or a castle for 6 months of the year until come springtime or until Angus Og, her lover, comes and frees her. But I prefer the version where on Imbolc or on Beltane, depending on when spring starts, the Cailleach goes to a spring of water, a fresh water, and washes her face and turns young again and becomes Brigid. Brigid as this opposite to the Cailleach, the youth and growth as opposed to the rest and age. When Ireland is Christianized, some things stick around. The Tuatha De Danann stop being gods and become fairies and escape under the hills. And certain gods, like Brigid, stick around as saints. We get Saint Brigid. According to her biography, the life of her saint, Saint Brigid is the daughter of a good Christian woman who was enslaved to a druid or a chieftain, a pagan. Her mother gives birth to Brigid while stepping over the threshold at twilight, so between day and night, neither inside nor out. And Brigid herself is both pagan and Christian. And a light erupts from this fresh, new, holy child that is visible to all of the neighbors. When Brigid was a child, St. Brigid was a child, she could not drink any milk except that which came from a red-eared white cow. This is part of her hagiography, so this is church canon. But the red-eared white cow, that collection of colorings and markings, indicates that the cow is from fairy. So again, baby Brigid is very consciously a bridge between pagan Ireland and Christian Ireland. In St. Brigid's hagiography, her brothers, trying to get a bride price for her, say, "It's such a shame that your eyes are so beautiful, and no man will pay for them. No man will ever get them." And St. Brigid says, "Well, fine then. plucks her eyes out and hands them to her brothers. If my eyes are so valuable, see what you can get for them. And in this way, she was able to maintain her devotion to God and her chastity. When St. Brigid went to make her monastery, to start her church, she asked the landowner, hey, could I have some land for this? And he said no. Was kind of a dick about it. So St. Brigid says, well, you don't have to give me much. Why don't you give me just enough land that my cloak can cover? And the landowner says, fine, go ahead. And Brigid fluffs out her cloak, throws it out, and has some of her friends grab the corners, and the cloak expands to include all of Kildare. The landowner is appropriately cowed, and she gets enough to make the abbey at Kildare. One of Brigid's jobs, one of her names, the saint, is foster mother of Christ and wet nurse of Christ, because she is a midwife. She's a saint and goddess of midwifery. But on the other side, when she's head abbess at her church, a nun came to her and said, I'm pregnant. I had relations, but I don't want to give up my marriage to God. I don't want to give up being a nun. And Brigid made the pregnancy go away. The Catholic Church isn't going to call that an abortion, but St. Brigid saved this woman's honor and got rid of a pregnancy. That's an abortion. If you've heard anything about Brigid and St. Brigid and the nuns at Kildare, you may know that there is an eternal flame there. Every night, one of the nuns there, the priestesses there, tends to the flame, makes sure that it stays on, except for the 20th night, when St. Brigid is the one who takes care of it. You can still see the room where the eternal flame was kept if you go to Kildare today. One of the many works attested to St. Brigid is a poem about beer making and her love of beer. If she could, she would make a lake of beer to serve to the hosts of it, to God and Jesus in heaven. And a final little story for you. One day, while St. Patrick and St. Brigid were meeting with one another. So obviously this is not a real story. This is a myth cropped up because they aren't contemporaries. They go to Brigid's house, or to the abbey, and Brigid takes off her cloak and hangs it on a sunbeam. And St. Patrick goes, how did you do that? And St. Brigid goes, oh, I just did it.
Do we have anything else I want to talk about? Anything else I want to talk about?
This isn't a very traditional way of learning about correspondences and prayers and the like of Brigid. But since the goddess is a goddess of storytelling, I hope that this has given you inspiration to meet with her and learn from her on your own. Cheers.